Alright guys, I hope you're doing well. So I am doing an evening walk in my African village. Yes, and you guys, life here is so fantastic, so fantastic. Now, there's something I've observed, for the last almost 6 years, I was in Kampala. Kampala is the capital city of Uganda. So one day I got a decision to leave Kampala so that I come to Kanungu district and do some work in Kanungu. Now, I think that decision was triggered during the 2026 campaigns, and that was because I run a media business called High Five Radio. So during campaigns towards the election, I was able to move village to village, almost all places in Kanungu I was able to visit. And now I got an idea that High Five Radio can actually work in Kanungu. I got an idea because I looked at the demand. But then we got into elections, and when they were done, I was able to go back to Kampala. But then I did not have the courage to leave Kampala so that I come back to Kanungu and do something in Kanungu. It was a tough decision for you guys who have been in Kampala for a while. You know how hard it is to make a decision to go back and do business from your own town. But for me, I was able to take that tough decision and decided to leave Kampala for Kanungu. Of course, I was not leaving to just sit in Kanungu. I had two ideas to run. First of all, I wanted to establish High Five Radio in Kanungu because there was demand and people kept asking for our services. So I was like, okay, why not? Why can't I start a branch in Kanungu? And I was able to do it. Right now, High Five Radio is fully based in Chihi, Kanungu district. We shifted from Kampala to Kanungu, but guys, it was a tough decision. Very, very tough decision. It is hard to leave city. Very, very hard. For people who have attempted to do that, I am sure you understand what I am talking about. But I was able to do it, and right now I am based in this village. Yes, I'm calling my district a village, but yeah, it is what it is. But I've learned so many lessons. First of all, life is better than it was while in Kampala, and in our fact, life is better. So guys, after reaching Kanungu, of course, leaving the city for the village, first of all, I looked at everything. I was like, okay, am I going to survive? Because I was used to the life in Kampala, I was used to city life, and relocation was kind of tricky for me. But then I managed to cope up, and right now I am fully fit and everything is okay. But what I've realized is that the village is empty, the town is empty. All the youth relocated to Kampala. All the youth left Kanungu, left their villages and went to the city to look for greener pastures. Because guys, trust me, when you finish school and stay in the village, people will be like, okay, why is this one still here? Because people assume that when you finish school, you have to go to work from Kampala. You have to go and establish business in Kampala or work from there. So being in the village actually sounds funny to many people. So my observation is that villages are empty. Youth have left villages and gone to the city, the capital city, to look for greener pastures. Those who have not gone to the capital city to work from there have actually left Uganda and gone to Saudi Arabia. They have gone to look for greener pastures outside of Uganda. They are in those Arab countries, they are in Dubai, they are in Saudi Arabia, they are, some of them are even in Turkey. Yeah, it is what it is. So the villages are empty, people are not there. Oh, yes, people are not there. They left Kanungu, they left their villages and went back to and decided to go to Kampala. But for me, I decided to do the opposite. I decided to leave Kampala to go back to Kanungu. And actually, it's not that in Kampala was a bit challenged. No, actually life was okay in Kampala. I was making my money and living a fairly good life. And yeah, because those who know my background, I am into software programming. So I design software, I design websites. So almost every week I am sure that I can be having at least a client. Now, so the reason I left Kampala to Kanungu is because I wanted to establish a media business around, because it was due to demand. I wanted to see whether actually High Five Radio can be able to work in Kanungu, and maybe it would be easier for us to transition to mainstream, because for so many years we have been streaming online, and maybe this is the time that we are going to switch into a mainstream, because trust me, getting a frequency is hard. Because people keep asking me, when are you getting a frequency? When are you getting a frequency? And what is funny is that the issue is not about the money. The issue is not about the money, but rather UCC, maybe I can say, stopped giving out frequencies. Because I have a friend called James Onen. James Onen is the founder of Alex Radio. It's an online radio. And for clarification, High Five Radio is the second ever online radio station in Uganda. Then, because when I was starting High Five Radio, there was this radio station called the Voice of Uganda Radio. It was online, but not streaming from Uganda. I think it was streaming from UK. The people who used to run that thing, I think, were in UK. Now, High Five Radio was the first ever online radio based in Uganda. That is undeniable fact. But then, when I started it up, then James Onen, some months later, decided to start what I call Alex Radio, and it's an online radio. It is based in Kampala, and it's doing well. It's doing well. For those of you who know, Onen is the founder of he used to work with Sanyu FM, but then he got fired during lockdown and decided to start something unique, and that is when he started RX Radio, that is doing very, very well. But it's on record that High Five was the first ever to broadcast from Uganda. That's a fact. Now, I decided, like, okay, it is based in Kampala. I have done my research and realized that it can actually work. It can work in Kanungu. It can work in Chihi. So why can't I relocate? Because in Kampala, it is very hard to get a frequency because it is a city. But for villages, according to research and according to information from UCC, it is very easy to get a frequency for Kanungu, but then it is very hard to get a frequency for Kampala. That's a fact. So maybe the transition, the relocation from Kampala to Kanungu will make it easier for us to get that frequency that some people have been asking about. So that is what it is right now. If you're watching this, I think I'm enjoying village life. Every evening I always have a walk, I always go to the gym, so life is actually going on very well. But it was a very, very tough decision to leave Kampala. It was a very, very tough decision, but I decided to do it anyway. I decided to do it, but then unfortunately the town is empty, the villages are empty. Many people, many youth went to Kampala and are still stuck there. Others left Uganda for other countries to look for greener pastures. But then what is the advice that I would give to anyone out there? After finishing your school, maybe your studies, where should you go? Can you make it from the village? My observation is that there are people in this village doing very, very well. Yes, doing very, very well, because the lifestyle, the cost of living is a bit low as compared to Kampala. Because in Kampala, if I can remember, every day I used to spend about $5. Yeah, every day I used to spend about $5. That would cover lunch, would cover supper, would cover small expenses every day. $20, no, $5. But this side, guys, in Chihi, in this village, every day I am able to spend even less than $2. Yes, I'm able to spend even less than $2 on some days, and that is of course it would mean that has drastically cut the costs, the money I used to spend every day. The rent this side is very, very cheap. If you have let me see, in Kampala, I think if you look at the money I would spend on the office alone, and then the money I would spend at home, the place I would rent, now that was a lot of money. This side I spend well less, and I have very good space. Yes, the office space I rent this side is actually better than the one I used to rent in the city. But then this side I pay way less. In Kampala I was paying almost 2 times double of what I pay this side for the same size of office space. So if you look at the monthly expenses, it means that they have reduced, and maybe I'm actually able to save more money than I would save when I was in Kampala. But this is not an advice that maybe I'm telling you guys to leave Kampala and come to the villages and maybe start from there. No, I am just giving my own experience, and I did that because I wanted to establish High Five Radio. I wanted to extend services to the local person because we got a bit influential during elections, and there was a demand for that. And I have a very big dream for High Five Radio, and I feel that it can work in Kanungu. But then I also use that opportunity to start a training center called Kigezi Innovation Hub. Kigezi Innovation Hub is in Chihi. It's a space that people are using to actually learn digital skills. People are learning programming, people are learning coding, people are learning web development. So that is also a side business of myself that is going on, that is creating impact to the last mile person out there in Kanungu. So it is what it is, but the conclusion is that you have to make an informed decision. But then it all comes down to choice, and if you don't make a choice, that is also a choice. If you don't make a choice, that is also a choice. So I'll be giving you more updates about Kanungu and what is happening. You can see. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching this.